Hello, students. Myself Jyoti. Let's start the English class together today. I want you all to take out your English classworks. The English textbooks, and open the page number 62, Unit 3, Section B, the making of Mahatma. So we'll be doing the chapter together, making of Mahatma. Yes. Making of Mahatma. So this is basically a autobiographical story. So what do you mean by autobiographical story? Autobiographical story is nothing but a person writing his own lifetime memories. So this is he himself writes in his own words. That is called the autobiography. Okay, so this is an autobiographical story of Mahatma Gandhi ji. As all of us have studied from our childhood, Mahatma Gandhi ji is very well known greatest Indian of 20th century, and is also known as our father of nation. Okay, so let's get going with the chapter, kids. I want you all to open the page number 62, and we'll read it together and understand it together. Okay, so here the author says Mahatma Gandhi's childhood. He's written in his own words. Mahatma Gandhi is considered one of the greatest Indians of the 20th century. So let's start with the chapter. Read and rejoice. I must have been 7 when my father left Porbandar for Rajkot. So as we all know, Mahatma Gandhi was born in Porbandar. Then when he was 7 years old, the whole family had to get shifted to Rajkot. So Rajkot is basically situated in Gujarat, and it is a business hub. Because of his father's business and such things, the whole family had to get shifted from Porbandar to Rajkot. The second sentence says, there I was put into primary school and then into the high school when I was 12. So when he was 7 years, when they moved to Rajkot, and of course he will be admitted into the primary school. Then later on, as the years passed, he was moved into high school when he was 12. So this autobiography is written when he was 12. As at Porbandar, so here there is hardly anything to note about my studies. So he says that as in Porbandar and here means Rajkot, there is nothing more to write about his studies. I could only have been a medico student. Kids, I want you to pronounce this medico properly because R is silent. MEDIOCRE. But the R is silent and we call this medico. And the meaning says it is an average or ordinary. It is like, so he mean the sentence means that he was an ordinary student, nothing special. I do not remember having ever told a lie either to my school teachers or schoolmates. So he's saying that we get to know that he's very honest person and a truthful person, and he says that he's never told a lie to his school teachers or schoolmates. I used to be very shy and avoided all the company. So he says that he was shy sort of person and he avoided all the company. Avoided means kept away from all company. So he didn't want to gel up or socialize with all the people. That's what the sentence means. My books and my lessons were my sole companions. Soul means only one. So he says that his books and his lessons were his only companions. To be at the school at the stroke of the hour and to run back home as soon as the school closed, that was my daily habit. So he is also, so we get to know that he was also very punctual. He says that at the stroke of the hour. So as soon as the at the particular hour, he is to run to the school, and as soon as the bell rings, he is to run back home. That was his daily habit. I could not bear to talk to anybody. So he was not interested to talk to anybody. I was afraid lest anyone should poke fun at me. So he means to say that since he was not socialized person or he did not gel up with others, he was afraid that anybody would make fun out of him. So let's move to the next page, that is page 63. Here, there is an incident which occurred at the examination during my first year at high school. So he's recalling an incident which occurred at the examination during his first year at the high school. Mr. Giles. Kids, I want you to pronounce this again properly. It is Giles. We call it as Mr. Giles, the education inspector, had come on a visit for inspection. So Mr. Giles was the education inspector and he had come on a visit for inspection. He had set us 5 words to write as a spelling exercise. So what did the inspector do? He set out 5 words as a spelling exercise. He wanted all of them to spell it out. One of the words was kettle. Kettle, kettle. I had misspelt it. So Mr. Gandhi had misspelt which word? Kettle. The teacher tried to prompt me with the point of his boot, but I would not be prompted. What do you mean by prompt? Giving suggestions, giving help with words by giving suggestions. So we'll get to know what was the suggestion. He wanted me to copy the spelling from my neighbor's slate. So what was he telling? What was he telling here? What is he trying to say? The teacher wanted Mr. Gandhi to copy the spelling kettle from his neighbor's slate or from his friend's slate. All the boys except myself were found to have spelt every word correctly. Only I had been stupid. I could never learn the art of copying. So here Mr. Gandhi says all the boys except himself, except Mr. Gandhi, were found to spell every word correctly. So everybody got everything correctly because everybody copied. Only only I had been stupid. I could never learn the art of copying. So Mr. Gandhi calls him stupid because he could never learn the art of copying. So we get to know that he is very honest and he learned many principles in his life, such as being very punctual and being very correct and not copying and many more. Let's get to read it. Let's get to know in the further of the chapter. So the next paragraph says, two other incidents belong to the same period have clung to my memory. So he says that two other incidents in the same period had clung to his memory. Clung means to catch hold or to jump over his memory. So, as a rule, I had a distaste for any reading beyond my school lesson. This statements he doesn't somebody doesn't like something, so he says that as a rule, it was a rule like reading only his school books and school lessons. He did not like reading any other extra books. But somehow my eyes fell on the book purchased by my father, Shravan Pitra Bhakti Natak, a play about Shravan's devotion to his parents. Mr. Gandhi's father had purchased a book called Shravan Pitra Bhakti Natak. So this the play was all about Shravan's devotion to his parents. I read it with intense interest. What do you mean by intense? With a strong feeling, with lots of interest, immense interest. Intense means with strong feelings that he liked the play very much and he got involved into the play. At this time, some wandering showmen came to our place. So, what do you mean by wandering? Going from place to place. So, some wandering person had come to his place. One of the pictures I was shown was of Shravan carrying by means of sling fitted to his shoulders his blind parents on a pilgrimage. So, the picture, what picture did Gandhi see? Mr. Gandhi saw a picture of Shravan. Who is Shravan? As all of us know, Shravan Kumar's story, that his devotion to his parents. We had love. I mean, we have heard lots of stories and we have read lots of lessons about Mr. Shravan. So Shravan Kumar, um, he was carrying he was carrying his parents who were blind, the blind parents, with the help of sling fitted to his shoulders. He carried his blind parents on the pilgrimage. So what do you mean by pilgrimage? Going to a holy journey. It might be a temple, mosque, gurudwara, anything, church, anything, okay? A holy place. The book and the picture left an indelible impression on my mind. Indelible? What do you mean by that? That which cannot be wiped out. Or you can never forget the particular picture or the impression or the situation, any as such. Here is an example for you to copy, I said to myself. So, what did he copy? What does this mean? Here is an example for you to copy. So, what does this mean? This means that he wanted to copy Shravan Kumar's way of treating his parents. So he was very pleased by Shravan Kumar carrying his blind parents, the help of sling. He carried his blind parents to the pilgrimage. So this shows the devotion towards his parents. So all of us have to learn this. We have to respect our parents for what they have given us. The same way, Mr. Gandhi also felt at his heart, saying that I have to copy this. Sorry, kids. Now, there was a similar incident connected with another play. So, another play Mr. Gandhi is speaking about. This play, Harish Chandra, captured my heart. So we have also read stories about the mighty and the greatest truthful king, Mr. Harishchandra. Harishchandra he was a majestic king wherein he is known for his truthness. I could never be tired of seeing it. So he just wanted to see this play again and again, and I must have acted Harishchandra to myself times without number. So the times without number means he has acted this sort of being truth n number of times. So he has never, as before he is told, I have never lied either to my school teachers or my classmates. So we got to know that he is very truth, and he now again recollects his memory and he says that I have played this sort of way a lot of times. That is what he says. Why should all not be truthful like Harishchandra was the question. So Mr. Gandhi always feels that why everybody can't be truthful like Harishchandra. He asked the question himself day and night to follow truth and go through all the ordeals Harishchandra went through. Was the one ideal it inspired in me. So, as we all know about the king Harishchandra, how many ordeals? Ordeals means the difficult situations or the critical position what he was, like the sage Vishwamitra came, he troubled Harishchandra. The king Harishchandra had to sell his wife and his son, and his son was bit by a poisonous serpent, and he had to work in the graveyard. So whatever difficult situation came, and he was also ready to chop his wife's head. Though he knew it was his beloved wife, he was ready to chop his beloved wife's head. So many of the difficult situations Harishchandra came through. So it was Mr. Gandhi was much inspired by the king Harishchandra. My common sense tells me today that Harishchandra could not have been a historical character. Yes, because this sentence means that because of all the difficult situations Harishchandra had to face, though he faced many difficult situations, he never told a lie and he always sticked on to the truthfulness. That is what his common sense told, that because of all the ordeals which he overcame, he became a historical character. Still, both Harishchandra and Shravan are living realities for me, and I'm sure I should be moved as before if I were to read those plays again. So, what do you mean by moved? Heart is touched. So, we feel touched by many of the, at times, while seeing any movie or by reading any comic, I mean, reading any story, autobiography, we just, our heart fills with sorrow or our heart fills with happiness. We cry, we laugh together while reading. So, the same way, he was very much moved with the two living realities, that is Shravan and Harishchandra. So, he always wanted to read the plays again and again. This is the end of the chapter, kids. It is a small chunk. It is a small chunk of the autobiography of Mr. Gandhiji. Okay, so now, kids, let's move on to the exercise. I want you all to read the chapter again, so it will be easy for all of you to understand it better. So now we'll work out the chapter together. We'll work out the exercise together. Complete this incident by filling in the blanks. A exercise, page number 64. So we'll work out together, and I want you all to write it off. Okay, in your textbook using the pencil. Gandhiji did most of his schooling at, where did Gandhiji did most of his schooling? He did at Rajkot. Rajkot. So many his major of the schooling was at Rajkot. Now next, he said he was that student. What student he was? He was a medico student. MEDIOCRE, medico student. Then comes, he said he did not even ever tell a dash to his teachers or fellow students. What didn't he say? He didn't tell a lie. To none of them he told a lie. Then comes, he did not dash to his fellow students because he thought they would make dash of him. So he did not talk to his fellow students because he thought they might make fun out of him. Next, next is next paragraph. Gandhiji was very honest. When the students were giving a spelling test, Gandhiji did not know the spelling of the word kettle. Kettle. He didn't know the spelling kettle. Okay. His dash tried to help him. Who tried to help him? His teacher. The teacher had tried to help him. What did he do? He was not convinced. What did he do? He wanted Gandhiji to dash. What did the teacher wanted him to do? The teacher wanted him to copy. The teacher wanted him to copy. He wanted Gandhi to copy a word from his dash slate. He wanted Gandhi to copy from the neighbor's slate. Neighbor's slate. Then, but Gandhiji preferred to write the dash spelling rather than dash from his neighbor's slate. So he preferred writing the wrong spelling instead of copying from his neighbor's slate. So we have discussed all this. I want you all to write down using your pencil. Now coming to the B. Some of the adjectives given below can be used to describe Gandhiji. So what all words can be described? I want you all to read. Medico, punctual, hardworking, a cheat, honest, smart, shy, a liar, truthful. So the first one they have done for us. It is medico. This is B. Exercise B. First, they're given. Now, yes, he was punctual. Was he punctual? Yes, he was very punctual. He says that he, at the strike of the bell, he used to be in the school. Then what he says, he was a shy. Yes, he was very shy. He was very shy. Next, After shy, what else can we give? Yeah, he was very truthful. Okay, kids. Now I want you to write down in this bubbles. I want you to copy down all these things. Now let's move to the next exercise. See, they say that pick out the lines from the lesson which tells us about Gandhiji in the following way when he was a child. One has been done as an example. Medico. There is hardly anything to note about my studies. So where is the medico used? Medico is used to say that there's nothing much for nothing much wherein I have studied. That is what he says. Next is very shy. So I will do one of the thing for you and you will do everything rest by yourself. Very shy. Where will this very shy come? In the page number 62. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seventh line. Seventh line, he says, I used to be very shy and avoided all the company. So what is the answer for this? I used to be very shy and avoided all the company. So this is one more I have done for you. And so the truthfulness we will discuss. Truthful what? To be at school. Mhm. I do not remember having ever told a lie either to my school teacher or my classmates. This also comes somewhere here, kids, in the first paragraph. Yeah, after I could have, it comes in the fourth line. I do not remember having ever told a lie either to my school teacher or my schoolmates. This is the answer for truthful. So then for the third one, what is the answer? Punctual. Where is this? In the same paragraph, he says that to be at school at stroke of hour and to run back home as soon as the school closed. That was my daily habit. That is punctual. Then honest. What shall we give for honest? I could never learn the art of copying. That is page number 63, first paragraph, last line. So fourth answer is I could never learn the art of copying. I want you all to write this, seeing your textbook properly. Not fond of reading. So, yeah, in page number 63, second paragraph, he says that what he says. Yeah, as a rule, I had a distaste for any reading beyond my school lesson. This is the answer for the fifth one. Okay. So now coming to the D, Shravan, I want you to write at least 5 lines or 5 to 6 lines about Shravan Pitra Bhakti Natak and Harish Chandra Natak. Very simple. You have to write it only for 5 lines. Then coming to the language smart. What are modals? Modals are nothing but modal verbs. It is a different type of verb. Okay, so it is like can and should are called as modal verbs or modals. So they are used before the main verbs. It is the verb mainly used to express meanings such as permission, certainty, possibility, moral duty, obligation, necessity, and some other modal verbs are could, may, might, will, shall, would, must, ought to. Okay, so let's do it with the examples. Kids, don't worry about this PDF. I have uploaded this particular PDF in the referral notes. So here, I've given a small paragraph about the modal verbs. I've told what are modal verbs. They are nothing but they are small classes of auxiliary verbs which are used to express modality or express the meanings, something like ability, permission, advice, obligation, possibility. Okay, now we'll just take a few examples here. Ability. What is the ability? Can I do it? Or can I not do it? Or could I do it? The question mark will be what we feel or the ability of a person. Something like David can speak 3 languages. Or you can say, I can speak 10 languages. It is the ability what we do. Or you can say, I can eat more than 10 plates of pani puri. The ability of you people. Okay? So it might be whatever you want. I can eat more than 2 cakes. I think I could eat more than two or something like that. Okay. Now here we'll go for the second example. He could speak fluent French when he was 5. So here what are they saying? He could speak more than the language, more than 5 languages. No, he could speak very fluent French when he was 5. That is the ability of the particular person. Now permission, asking permission. Can I sit here? Or can I have another glass of juice? Or may I join you? May I borrow your dictionary? May I borrow your book? Or could you please lend me your book? All these asking permissions. And coming to advice, what do we do? Advice, we use the modal verb such as should. You should have learned better to score more marks. Or you should try more to lose your weight. Or you should try hard to get the gift. Or you should try hard to come up to the expected. Okay. So now coming to obligation, the modal verbs what we use here are must. So it is something like, you must have asked me before using my things. Or I must dress up well to please somebody. Or I have to take the cell phone for the emergency calls. And coming to possibilities, so it possibilities, might, may, could, can. So it will, let's come to an example using possibility. Might, it might rain today or it might not. So that's a possibility. Or you could have learnt better to score more. The possibility, it might or it might not. Okay. Or Richard may come home tomorrow or may not come. So that is the possibility. Kids, now let's move on to the exercise here. I have uploaded this particular page for you to for the reference, so you can copy it down, but I want you all to do it yourself and just give a recheck again. So Rakesh dash be punctual. What is this? Rakesh must be punctual. You should consult a doctor for your problem. What is the modal verb used here? Should. Dash, I say something. Should I say something? The girl in the blue must be the head girl. It may rain in the evening. We should respect our we should we should pay our respect towards our motherland. I am sure if I fail again, my father will scold me badly. Children should listen to their parents. Ninth, may God bless you with happy life. 10th, which book should I buy? Okay. So coming to the next exercise B, that you have to make your own sentences. I have given few sentences. You can copy this, or you can write any of the meaningful sentences of your own. Then the next one will be your homework, kids. That is, you have to fill in these box according to the clues given. Gandhiji's age when he reached Rajkot. It is 7. SEVEN. The same way, it is very easy. If you read the lesson properly, you would get to know all these, and I want you to write all these. Okay. Kids, hopefully you enjoyed the session. Stay healthy, stay home, and eat healthy. Okay. Thank you for listening to the class. Shall we take a leave? Bye. Please go to the referral notes and copy all the notes.